and welcome to another episode of Honest AF Show with me, Daniella Clark.
And me, Barbara Ann Wild.
Hello, Miss Barbara Ann Wild. You know that it's twice this week. How lucky am I?
I know. I was just thinking about that because I didn't talk to you this morning. Yeah. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I don't know if I checked in with Danielle. And then I was like, wait a minute. I was just with her at dinner and the event that they had for Dimebag's birthday, which was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was really nice to be there, and it was nice to run into some old friends.
I know. It was like a high school reunion.
It kind of was. It was at the Rainbow.
Yes.
And it was a celebration of
Dimebag's birthday
and life.
Yeah. Rita just launched another Black Tooth whiskey. It's barrel aged for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
It's incredible on its own, just straight up.
It was good. I took a little sip of it, and then I chucked it into your
Yes, you gave
glass.
it to me, and I had nothing to eat. And at 3:33 in the afternoon, I was doing double shots of whiskey on an empty stomach.
I got to tell you, it's funny because at one point I looked over at you, and your eyes were like halfway closed. I was like, oh, she's lit.
Between the sun, not eating, and the double shot of whiskey, I was lit up. And it was funny because all the photos that people sent to me of me, I look totally wasted. I don't have my sunglasses on, and I'm like, oh my God. Plus the sun was glaring.
It was scorching hot. Oh my God, it was so hot in there.
It was really weird, but it was really cool because Rita's done an incredible job with this Black Tooth, which Dime was really infamous for doing like Crown and Ginger, but it was Crown and Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever. And so she has replicated his drink with his Black Tooth whiskey in a can with the soda. And she has a stevia version and a full sugar version, which only has, she went through the whole download with me, and it's only got 12 grams of sugar, the cane sugar. And it's delicious.
Oh wow! I didn't try that. I just tried the straight up.
It's so good because
whiskey.
You would really like that because it kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste at all like alcohol in the can.
Well, that was my drink back in the day when I started to drink on the road or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously
Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke, yeah. But obviously, I never drank a lot. But if I was to drink, it was Jack and Coke.
Yeah, and then we went to dinner afterward, you and I and Zach and Gilby. And you and I each had incredibly delicious watermelon
margaritas, yeah.
And you drank like 2 sips and you're like, I'm getting buzzed. And I was like, you're such a lightweight. I am too, but I'm
a total lightweight, especially if I hadn't eaten yet and then I start to drink.
That's true.
Immediately I get a buzz.
Hot in the sun But it was
that restaurant was good though. The Boulevard Steakhouse, really good.
I've been to a couple of them, and it was outstanding every time I've been. But that one's a little different. It's a little. It seems to me like it veers off to a little bit more of a California menu too. Like it has some things that are interesting to us.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah, it was really good. A lot of surf and turf, but what a scene that place was.
Oh my!
I mean, you know what was funny?
The valley has turned into this like
total scene.
What is going on?
Yeah,
thanks to all my Real Housewife ladies.
Right.
They moved into the area, and now it's like total Hollywood.
Totally, yeah. They were filming some reality show in there while we were sitting there, and then
several celebrity sightings we had while we were sitting there.
Ashley Simpson and her husband.
Gorgeous husband, who's Diana Ross's son.
Yeah, wait, what is his name? Evan? Evan Ross.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to hear a funny story about Ashley Simpson that connects us? It's random. Totally random, which most of my stories are.
In these days, you're connected to everybody in some ways between Guns N' Roses and Gilby and all the bands that he's played in, and Frankie B. Jeans. Yeah. I think you have had a relationship with everyone across all genres of entertainment. But
it's all very, very random. But when Frankie was little, our daughter Frankie, when she was little, she started working with this charity called Milk and Bookies.
Aww.
And it's this really cute.
I love the name.
It's so cute.
So good.
Basically what it was, I don't know if they're still around. This was many years ago. But
I've never heard of it.
What she would do is she would collect books for kids in underprivileged areas and schools. And they would collect brand new, unused books and then donate them. And Frankie did, and she decided she wanted to do an event one year. And she did it at Barnes & Noble, the bookstore.
Awesome.
And she had reached out to, she was like, I don't know, 8 at the time. And she had reached out to Pete Wentz.
Okay.
And who's in that band, the Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
And she had reached out to him to see if he would like to come to the event and read a story to the kids.
Aww.
And so what they would do is they would have like a celebrity that would come and read a story to the kids. And they would have milk and cookies for everybody.
That's the greatest thing ever.
And all you had to do was buy a brand new book to donate to Milk and Bookies.
That's amazing.
And then she would go, her and I would drive to different schools and we would donate them. And she would just love it. She'd get such a kick out of it. Well, Pete Wentz showed up with Ashley Simpson, who he was married to at the time.
That's right.
Yeah. So they both read stories to the kids, and it reminded me when we were at dinner and we saw her coming and walking
love
in.
that.
Yeah, isn't that a
sweet.
cute story? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so long ago. My God, it's insane, like how fast time goes by.
God. Frank, I love that about Frankie. That's
I know, it was
so
really
great.
cute. She was so proud of it too, because she raised so many books, and she ended up doing a few of those events. And
I love that.
Yeah, and she got recognized. I think she got like a teen award or something at that time. It was really cute.
That's really, really precious.
She used to really love going into the schools and donating the books. So it was really sweet. But it's been such a busy week.
Oh my.
And you and your Mercury and retrograde and all the stuff that's been going on with us.
I've been trying to protect us from Mercury and retrograde, but there is no help in this one.
Oh
I mean,
my God, it's destructive.
I don't remember one being this bad for everyone I know across the board since 2020 and then again at the end of 2022. Mm-hmm. But this is one in particular. I mean, how funny is it? So we're at the Dime Bag event, his birthday party, so to say, and you and I are talking about, your hot water heater burst.
Yeah.
I had a flood in my house. And then Chloe Trio, Robert Trio's wife, tells us that her hot water heater had burst. Yeah. And we're like, what is going on? And this retrograde is brutal.
So brutal. By the way, it was nice to see Chloe,
I love Chloe.
At the Rainbow.
Yes.
She said she wants to skate with
skater.
us.
Yeah.
She wants to do another skate night. And you know what was funny at the Rainbow? I forgot to tell you this story. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I might have told you at dinner. But Frankie, you saw Frankie there too. She also came. And she was saying that every time she's at the Rainbow and she's going up and down those stairs, she goes, when I'm stumbling up and down those stairs, she goes, some nights when I stumble down those stairs, I look to my left and she sees her dad judging her.
Yeah.
Because there's like a whole collage of the GNR guys
absolutely
on the wall on the way to up and down the staircase to go to the bathroom. And there's like 15 pictures of Gilby on there.
That's
she said every time she's like hanging onto the railing and stumbling down the stairs, the last thing she wants to see is her father staring down at her.
She's like, can't get away from it and be just a crazy kid.
So funny. And then, ran into Stevie Salas.
Stevie's a sweetheart.
He must, I've known him since I was 16 years old.
I don't remember. I've known him a long time too, but I don't remember how, maybe right after that, maybe I was like 18 or something. Yeah.
He said to me, he goes, I think I've known you since you were 18. I go, actually 16.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we all pretended to be 18.
I was pretending to be 18, but I was really 16, sneaking in all those places. But yeah, it was fun to see him. He used to play with Rod Stewart and, so it gets back to your history too.
I don't remember how I met Stevie through Zach. Mm-hmm. I don't remember how, but he's played with so many different artists.
Many people, yeah.
Yeah.
And he, I actually met him through Gilby too. He's one of Gilby's old friends. Yeah, so it was funny. It's funny who you run into at the Rainbow and what goes on there.
Very small world. It really feels like it felt like a high school reunion. And
it really does.
I have to say, like, in addition to all of the things that Rita's done to keep Dime with us and his memory alive, is, I mean, the astounding merch that she does and the Dime hardware and all of the things. I mean, she's done such a beautiful tribute to honor him, and it was really fun to like be able to peruse all of it. And Jose Mangan from Sirius, he was able to take Vinny's old limo and restore it with a bunch of amazing people doing a GoFundMe. So they had the limo there. It was like memory lane. And
it really was. It's very funny for me to go there with Frankie.
I'm sure.
Because I was younger than she is when I used to go there. So it's just, and it hasn't changed one bit.
No.
If you're ever in LA, if you don't live in LA and you want a little bit of rock and roll
if you're a rock
nostalgia,
fan, it's a rite of passage. You have to go.
You got to go to the Rainbow. Yeah. And they have the best pizza. They have really good Chinese chicken salad, which I like.
I don't think I've ever eaten anything there but the pizza.
And the mozzarella sticks are really good.
I've never really, usually when I've been in there, it was to fetch Zach. Mm-hmm. It wasn't because I was there to have a good time.
Him out.
To literally go and get him by, the collar and drag him out of there. The funniest part about that is that we were talking about that at dinner when Zach first joined Ozzy's band, and before it was fully public yet, before Sharon had done the press conference to introduce him to the world as Ozzy's new guitarist. He was in the Rainbow one night, and someone from the restaurant and the bar came up to Zach and brought a rotary dial phone and put it in front of Zach and said, Sharon's on the phone for you. And Zach was 19 and he answered the phone. He's like, yes, Mom. She said, or maybe he was 18. I don't think he was officially in the band yet. And he's like, yes, Mom. She's like, what are you doing in the Rainbow? You have to leave right now. Get back to the hotel. So Zach was like, said to everybody at the table, he was telling you and Gilby, sorry, my mom said I have to leave now. I got to go, So it's just very funny. I mean, just...
Yeah, the Rainbow has a lot of rock and roll history.
Oh my God.
when the November Rain video, the Guns N' Roses video.
I think Don't Cry was in that, in the Rainbow as well.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know that November Rain was.
Yeah.
And I missed that scene because I was really sick with the flu that night.
Oh.
And so I stayed home in our little apartment off of Melrose. And then Gilby went and filmed the video. So every time I see it, I remember that.
Yeah,
because he's like sitting with, at that time, it was Doug Goldstein's wife that Gilby was sitting with, who was like, we used to call her his stunt date because I couldn't be there. So
that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it has a lot of memories there, that Rainbow. And then this week, oh my gosh, so we went to Gilby's birthday. It was Gilby's birthday over the weekend. Let's
talk about your trip to Utah.
Yes. Oh my God. So we went for Gilby's birthday, he wanted to go to Utah and he wanted to stay in these covered wagons because, he's a huge history buff and he loves the Wild West days. Yeah.
He's a true cowboy. He rides on a motorcycle, but he's still a cowboy.
He's a motorcycle cowboy. Yeah. But yeah, so he really wanted, for his birthday, he wanted to go and stay in these covered wagons in Utah.
It looked so cool.
Well, it was really cool. We had a couple Mercury and Retrograde moments, but it was really cool. So there's this resort there. It's in Zion. Oh. So it's great because it's 15 minutes away from Zion National Park.
Oh, fantastic.
We packed up the car, we took the dogs, and we drove. And I think from our house to Utah is about 7 hours.
That's all?
6 to 7 hours, depending on traffic. I
thought it would have been more.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. But actually, Zion is not that far. And so we packed up the car. We drove to this resort, and they have it's a glamping resort. And
what is it? What is the name?
It's called the White Bison White Bison Glamping Resort.
Oh, nice.
And it's in Zion. You can look it up. Maybe we'll tag it for this episode so people can find it. It is incredible. And it's very similar to the Auto Park where Jesse and Rihanna got married.
I kept saying to Zach when we were looking at the photos that you were posting in the video, I said to Zach, it reminds me of Joshua Tree. Where,
and actually they had an auto camp there.
I knew they
we
were
drove by
one.
it. We drove right by it. So there's a few glamping sites in Zion. And this particular
by the way,
one
is the only way I will camp.
Oh, yes. That's
you
my
and I
limit.
We're not the camping type.
No, that.
God bless all of you who are, but.
Yeah, glamping's the only way for me to camp. I'm not going to camp in tents anymore. But you know what they had there that was really cool was not only did they they had like a whole, like a half moon circle of covered wagons.
Yeah.
They probably have about, 20 of them. Maybe more, I don't remember. But it's all around like a little pond. And then there's, they also have teepees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then they also have these like, almost like dwellings. I don't really know what to call them. But really, really cool. And inside the wagon, first of all, it has air conditioning, which is so important. Because by the way, oh my God, it was so hot there. It was 104 degrees the first day that we got there. It was sweltering. Thank God there was air conditioning in there. So there's air conditioning in the wagons, there's beds, there's a full bathroom with a shower, sinks, everything.
Enormous in the videos that you sent.
Really, really nice. I went out and I bought the dogs a little kiddie pool.
Oh, they love those.
And filled it up with water for them so that they could play.
Fun.
And they had such a good time. So we drove in. And the cool thing about this place is they also have white bison on the property. Oh. And those are rare.
Yeah, they are.
And it's this gorgeous property. You've got like this huge view of the mountains. And you know Utah.
Stunning.
It really is God's country. It's really beautiful.
It is beautiful.
The mountains are just stunning. These red mountains everywhere. It's so beautiful. And we would go on these walks. It was just so simple. We didn't really do anything. I went grocery shopping when we got there. We barbecued breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh,
we just kind of like it comes with this outdoor kitchen, and some of the wagons come with hot tubs.
Oh, nice!
It's so beautiful, and the simplicity of it all. Gilby and I just sat there with the dogs. They had like this little swing outside, and I just sat sitting in the swing and looked at the water and looked at the mountains and watched the sunset.
Oh, how beautiful.
And him and I just really just enjoyed just being together. We didn't do anything other than just sit there and look at the view.
That sounds like heaven.
It was so lovely. And, for his birthday, I cooked him dinner. I made him tri-tip and
very nice.
Some garlic potatoes and salad and stuff. And I went out and I bought him an ice cream cake and I put it in the freezer. And the freaking freezer was on the blitz, so we went to go do the cake, and the cake was completely soup. So that sucked. But
it looked like you guys were the only two people there. Was it?
No, it was packed.
Really?
It was actually packed.
Wow.
But the next day, we wanted to go to Zion on his actual birthday.
Yeah.
So the first day we got there was the day before his birthday. And we just relaxed and had a great time. We took this really beautiful drive up to this reservoir. And Sheena, we get to the reservoir. We're the only people there. And we parked the car. Took the dogs off leash and let them just go completely batshit crazy.
Right.
And Sheena saw a duck in the reservoir, and she dove in and gave Gilby and I a complete heart attack. And
funny.
Gilby was screaming.
Love water.
She loves to jump in the water.
Ours does too. Gracie just
It's scary though.
I know.
It's scary because I was like, oh my God, what if like she gets taken away and goes too far in? Gilby was like, I would have jumped in and got her, but she came right back, which was great because she could hear the fear and panic in Gilby's voice.
I know. It was so sweet.
It was screaming.
So
I posted it on my Instagram. It was hilarious.
That's where I thought it looked like you guys were all by yourself. So
yes, it was in the reservoir. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
We actually really were.
Yeah.
And then, so the next day, we decided we were going to go to Zion and just go hiking in Zion. There's a a beautiful area there called the Emerald Pools. And there's also the Narrows, which are these like really narrow kind of, I guess, caves or walls of the mountains.
I've not been.
And you can hike down and you end up in this beautiful emerald pool. It's just gorgeous. You'd love it. It's so beautiful.
Absolutely love it.
It's beautiful. But so the day we got there the night before his birthday and it was 104 degrees. Then that night, all of a sudden, lightning, thunder, because the desert is so unpredictable.
Absolutely.
The weather is wild, just like it was in Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it just started to pour. And we're in these wagons, and it's so loud in there.
I'm sure.
The thunder, the lightning,
But the
dogs were
wagons
going crazy.
Kept you from
Totally kept us.
elements.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was shaking and rocking back and forth, which I found kind of hot.
Fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like romantic.
Yeah. I love storms.
I do too.
I love rain. I love storms.
I do
Randy
too.
and I just live for the rain because we don't have it all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
where I grew up, it
Yeah.
rained every weekend. There used to be a thing like on the summer in Jersey, every weekend that was supposed to be for the shore would be rained out for like months at a time. But since I've been living in California almost 38 years, we never have rain, like we used to growing up. So whenever there's a storm, and up by me, when we get the lightning shows and stuff, I love it.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
We went outside and we started, because the sky there, in that sky,
It absolutely is God's
there's
country.
hardly anybody there. So
No.
you don't have the glow of the city lights, and
Right.
you can
No
see
light
everything.
pollution.
The lightning is just, it was wild. But the next morning it was still pouring, and we were waiting for it to clear up because we wanted to go hiking.
Oh.
And we couldn't because it was pouring. And so I said to Gilby, why don't we just take a drive to Zion? We can just drive there, because I checked and it was still open.
Yeah.
Because you can check the conditions. I said, let's just drive to Zion.
Yeah.
And if we can't get through, we can't get through. If we can, maybe we just drive through. If there's a break in the rain, we can hike a little bit. I don't know. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
So we drove there. It was 15 minutes away from the resort.
Right.
And by the way, did I tell you that they left him for his birthday? I told them it was his birthday. They left him this big basket of a s'mores kit with balloons
fun.
and a gift. It was really sweet. And we had like a fire pit, so we made
Oh,
s'mores
that's
at night. It
fun.
was lovely. So we are driving to Zion, and we get there, and this huge long line of cars going into Zion
all the
National
same
Park.
idea?
Everybody had the same idea. And we're driving up there, but it is relentless, and it is pouring. And I was like, I don't know. And then Gilby says to me, you know what, Daniella? This looks dangerous, because we're going to have to drive up a really steep incline
Right.
to get up to those mountains. And it was looking like it was flooding. And, always trust your instincts.
Right.
His gut said to him, you know what? We should turn around. Maybe we shouldn't do this. And I said to him, trust your gut. If you think we shouldn't do it, let's not do it.
Yeah.
So we turned around. We went to this really nice restaurant and had lunch instead. While we were there, we saw paramedics going by.
Oh, no.
Helicopter rescues. I was like, uh-oh.
Wow.
Thank goodness we didn't go. People
Thank
were
goodness.
stuck. And, people were trying to still go rafting in the, do the rapid, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
whitewater. I don't know what it's called,
Whitewater rafting.
whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
And people were getting rescued left and right. So because it was just relentless.
Can you imagine the water?
The water just turned into chocolate milk. It was
Yeah.
just mud.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. So Mercury in retrograde. And then we get home from this extravaganza, which we had such a great time. But then we drove home with the dogs. Oh, and the dogs got into a fight.
Oh, I love
Sheena-
that. That's been happening at my house constantly lately. It's very frustrating.
So frustrating. Sheena, the little one, the Frenchie,
Oh, no, they have a little...
she has a
They're
temper.
bulldogs.
Yeah, she has a temper.
Yeah.
And she got mad at Croc because he snuck a bite of her food.
Oh,
So she got really mad and she attacked him. And
that's always fun.
he's so sweet and he's so smart.
Slow and mellow.
Very mellow.
He's like Eeyore.
He's mellow.
He's like Eeyore, like a dog version of Eeyore.
Yes. He knows his power. He knows how strong he is, and he knows she's little.
Yes.
And so even though she attacked him, he didn't react.
He's such a gentle
He
giant.
didn't do a thing. He just kind of tries to move away from her. But I got in the middle of them because I wanted her to stop attacking him. And so I grabbed her, and she accidentally bit my thumb. That went completely black and blue immediately. Look at my thumb is black.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she bit me and immediately went black and blue. I was like, oh, man. Anyway, so then we got home after trekking home for 8 hours. And we had to 7 hours. And we stopped every couple hours to let them out, let them, go do their business and give them some water and let them stretch out their legs. We get home and all I wanted to do was take a bath. I was like, let me into my bathtub, please. And I draw the water. I start walking around the house doing things. I come back to get in the bathtub and the water is ice cold. I'm like, what is happening? No. Damn Mercury in retrogrades.
Oh, God.
I go tell Gilby. I run out. Gilby, we have no hot water. So he goes downstairs to the gym to go check, and the hot water heater burst, and there's water everywhere. And I'm like, oh,
I'm not meaning to laugh at you, but it's just been it's incredible. Everyone I know has had something.
Everyone. As I was talking to my friends, everyone was like, oh yeah, my hot water heater burst, or my pipe burst, or my toilet overflowed. I'm like, when is this Mercury going to be over?
Thank God. It's like the 28th of August or the 29th of August, but there's like a post-shadow period. But by the very end of August, we should be good.
Ugh, please, Lord, I can't
Until
take
the
any more
last
of this.
one for the year, which I believe is right near Christmas. I'll let you know. It's
enough.
It's 3 times a year for 30 days.
That's why it feels like it's always Mercury in retrograde, because it's 3 times a year.
3 times a year for 3-week periods.
Yeah.
But this one in particular, because of all the other planets that are in retrograde and because of the super blue full moon, it just amplified everything. And of course, most aspected, the moon is in Aquarius. You're an Aquarius sun, I'm an Aquarius moon.
And Aquarians are crazy, so that would mean the moon's crazy.
And it's just, it's just right in our chart. And Gilby's birthday. So when there's the full moon in your birth month, then the full moon is in your opposite sign, so it greatly affects you. Yeah. So Leo will have an Aquarius full moon. Aquarius, you'll have a Leo full moon. Yeah. So it's just not good.
No.
On every level.
Do you know, I was thinking about this when we were at dinner the other night, because we often talk about how lucky we are to be married to musicians and the lifestyle that it gives us, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But also what I was thinking about is we just celebrated Gilby's 62nd birthday.
Wow. I thought it was 61. Okay.
62 now. And when I met him, he was 23.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. And the same with you and Zach. And I was looking around and I was like, wow, our dudes are really good looking. They look great. They don't look their age at all. They're, they look great.
I keep trying to get Zach into Dr. Murad's a day because I'm like, listen, you're not looking like Robert Plant on my watch. It's just not happening. If your face starts to melt, fortunately, he's got that beard. So who knows what the hell's going on under there? Since 2001, he's had that beard. So no one knows what's going on under there. But everything above that beard, that would be a very interesting experiment, though, because that skin has been protected like sunscreen, right?
It's like sunscreen.
I bet you he still looks like a baby under there. That would be a very interesting thing to do for my skincare.
I cannot even imagine him shaving that beard off now at this point.
I don't think he ever would.
It's so synonymous with him.
Only one time did he come close. Yeah. Sharon was insisting he shave it for an Aussie video back in it was right around the time of the Rockstar movie. Oh, no. Couldn't it be? Because that's when he started to grow it. It was a long time ago. He was doing an Aussie video, and Rob Zombie was directing it. And Rob said to Sharon, don't make him shave his beard. Rob saved Zach. So that was the only time he's even entertained the thought. But yeah, no, I don't see it going anywhere. It doesn't bother me. As long as I can keep it from being gray, I'm okay with it.
Zach
lets me
looks
do that.
great, and he's in great shape.
He's in ridiculously great shape. Speaking of that, though, he was at the ENT yesterday. Same doctor that I just sent Gilby to. I'm like,
I'm going next week because I told you I've been having all these issues with my
Dr.
voice.
Sugarman?
No, I'm seeing someone else.
Dr. Sugarman's amazing. And it was so funny because yesterday, Zach was like, yeah, my throat's been bothering me. He doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Like, you either have, from my experience, from my girlfriends that are married, your husband either, it's like, worse than childbirth if they get the sniffles, or they're like Zach, where their limbs could be falling off, and he's not going to tell me until I actually notice it and say, something going on with you?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I was dyeing his beard, and I felt his gland sticking out of his neck on left side.
You always do that. You're like, you're sick. No, I'm not sick.
I said to him, I go, your gland's swollen. Do you feel okay? I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm like, okay. He went to Brazil. He did his Zach Sabbath shows, came home, and he was like, I think my throat is like bothering me. Like my voice doesn't feel as strong as usual. And I'm like, your gland was swollen before you went to Brazil. I think we need to go to the doctor. No, I'm fine. I'm just he loves Theraflu. He takes Theraflu all the time. So anyway, long story short, finally, after a while of him, like, I notice, like, I'll wake up in the morning and I see the packets of Theraflu. I'm like,
oh, man.
You're not feeling good, are you? Can we go to the doctor now?
Yeah.
And so we went to the doctor yesterday, and the doctor, gave him a full workup, and I think he's going to be okay, but he definitely thinks Zach has a sinus infection or something. And so he's treating him. But it's just so funny because I'm like, when were you going to say something?
Yeah.
When you literally have laryngitis and you have a show coming up and you have to sing. Because with Pantera, he's only singing background vocals a little bit. He's not really singing, so he's not sharing.
Right. Yeah. Gilby's the same way, though. I always say to him, you sound like you're sick. No, I'm fine. As he's hopping on the motorcycle to go on a ride, I'm like, you sound sick. Should you be going out in the cold on the motorcycle? You can't get colds from the cold.
Well, that is true. He's right about that. That's an old wives' tale. That's not true.
Yeah, I know. But I always,
Yeah, they always say the wet head thing.
Yeah.
Total BS.
Yeah.
But
okay. Is it time for a FlicksAF?
Yes.
Okay, so I have started watching the new series with Julianne Moore.
I love her.
Yeah, I do too. So she has a new series called Mary and George. Have you heard about it? It's on Hulu
I want to say
or
I
Stars.
saw her doing the press circuit, but I didn't know what it was for.
It's Mary and George is based on the true story of Mary, who it takes place in England, like back in the, I think, 1500s, 1600s. She had two sons, and one of them is like really, really good looking. And she basically gets him to seduce King James. And it's based on a true story. She gets him to seduce King James so that she can elevate their family's titles and stature. And it is a lot of sex, a lot of it.
So we can always count on you for that, Daniella.
Yes, and you're all welcome. But yes, so it's. I just started watching it. I think there's only 7 episodes so far. It's the first season. I don't know if there's going to be more of it, but I've only watched the first 4 episodes. But I am really enjoying her.
She's incredible. I love her.
And I love period pieces like that. And
I generally don't, but being that it's based on a true story, I might have to watch it.
It is absurd. The story is absurd. She stopped at nothing to make sure that her family got better stature in society. So it's really it's interesting so far. But I'm really enjoying the costumes, and you know me, I love all the costumes.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
you're a designer.
It's very fun to watch. The costume designer did a great job. Very interesting.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. It's absurd. The story is ridiculous, but I guess true. So there you have it.
Wow.
Mary and George. Her son's name is George.
I'm gonna watch that. Sounds good.
Very
I
interesting.
I rewatched the first episode of that show Tires that I was telling you about.
Oh yeah, I still haven't watched
Did you watch
that.
it?
No,
it's so freaking funny.
I've got to watch.
I don't know if it's so funny to me because it reminds me of people that I grew up with, or if it's just that amazing casting of like a classic sitcom. But because it's cable television, they're able to curse, they're able to be really raunchy, and it's funny as shit. I was like,
I have to check
was
it
like,
out.
what are you laughing at? I'm like, I'm telling you, got to watch the show with me. He will love it.
Yeah.
He just can't sit down for 5 minutes. Too,
Yeah.
you know.
But, another movie that you would really like, and I think I told you about this because I went to the premiere of it, or I went to a screening, was with Jennifer Esposito. She wrote it, directed it, and also stars in it. And it's out now, and it's called Fresh Kills.
I don't think we talked about it.
We didn't talk about it?
No.
So she did this movie, and it's a really interesting perspective about a family that's in the mafia.
Wow.
But it's told from the kids' perspective.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. It's really good, and you would love it because it's also from
East Coast.
East Coast, very East Coast. Probably, a lot of people that it will remind you of a lot of people that you grew up with.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And that, it takes place I think it's in the 80s. So the hair and the shoulder pads and the makeup, it's hilarious. It's great.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to have to watch that.
Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed that.
I like her a lot.
She's great.
She's been kind of quiet for a long time. Maybe she's on the other side of the
She's
camera.
been making this movie, and she completely financed this movie herself. She wrote it, directed it, starred in it.
I love that.
She did everything in this movie, so it's really interesting to see her vision come to life and to be both in front of the camera and behind the camera. So as a female director, writer,
right,
producer,
wow, cool.
yeah, it's really good.
Very cool.
I really enjoyed it.
I will check that out for sure.
Are we doing Barb's Bag of Tricks? Are we ready for that?
Okay, so
what you got?
This is not a sexy bag of tricks.
Oh, darn.
You might feel really good and look really good after you do this, so then it might end up being sexy. So this is a new supplement by Beverly Hills MD. This is for you because I've been taking this for a whole month, and I feel like I really think it's been really good for me.
Yeah.
Do you know that plastic surgeon who's ridiculously good looking? He's been on the Doctor's TV show. Let me see if it has his name on here. I'll have to share who he is again, but this is his company, Beverly Hills MD. This is the Dermal Repair Complex, and it is.
Do they do infomercials or they have this long video of how you can reverse aging?
Yes,
they did an experiment with twin sisters. Is this the same?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, where they took one twin, took the supplements, and the other twin did not, and you could see the difference in their aging.
And what I love about him is that he really says he is an aesthetic medicine surgeon, full-on plastic surgeon, does facelifts, does minor procedures, does aesthetic medicine, but he's completely honest that unless you are healthy on the inside,
right,
that is the key to having an amazing result with plastic surgery, but it's also a key to maybe postponing or not having it, and he has spent a lot of time and done a lot of science and research to bring these supplements, and I've been taking them for a whole month. They've got a very healthy dose of vitamin A, which is retin A, but internal.
Right.
Thiamine, which is amazing. The riboflavin, B3, B6, folate, biotin, which most people know is excellent for your skin, nails, and hair.
Right.
What's interesting is I'm very phobic of biotin because I have a very high amount of it naturally.
Oh, yeah, you break out from it.
And it breaks out. But this one, and I went and I asked the questions in the website to say, hey, I have a sensitivity to biotin. Does this do? And it's methylated. It's a different way, a different delivery.
Okay.
And it has not caused me to break out thus far. And I've been taking it for a full month.
I have been wanting to try this. I'm so excited.
This is so good. So this is for you. It has Pantheathic acid, which is a form of a decalcium. And then it has his Dermal Repair Complex Blend, which has collagen, hydrolyzed collagen, because every doctor that we have spoken to says that the collagen that we think it's BS. Yeah. This is not. Saw palmetto, which is incredible for your hair, skin, and nails. And what's really cool, it has wild yams, which is, we just had an earthquake.
Yeah, we did. Was that an earthquake or a truck going by?
100%. That was an earthquake.
Wow.
Well, interesting.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Damn Mercury in retrograde in action again.
In California long enough to not even be
fazed
interested in getting up out of your chair and running out of the building. But the thing that I'm really excited about here, and he talks a lot about in the infomercial and on his video, is the wild yam, because wild yam has been known to help balance hormones and to help with estrogen loss for perimenopausal and menopausal women. It really helps.
What is the difference between wild yam and regular yam? Is regular yam not wild? I don't understand.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not farmed.
Oh.
Like
you
the way wild caught. Well, there's a big difference between wild caught salmon and farmed salmon.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But they move.
I don't know. I'm going to look that up, and I'm glad that you asked me that question.
The things that boggle my mind.
I apologize to everyone. I don't know the answer to that. And it also has an internal form of hyaluronic acid.
Yeah. Well, he says in his infomercial or whatever that he does that it's not about just the ingredients, but it's about the combination of the ingredients.
And the delivery.
Yeah.
Because all of these things topically have a tiny bit of effect, but hyaluronic acid especially, it doesn't permeate our skin as much topically as if we have it internally, because it moisturizes, it holds something crazy, I don't know if it's, I don't want to misquote, but a multitude times of its weight in moisture and water in our skin.
Okay.
So anyway, this is for you.
Awesome.
It is fantastic. I have gotten a subscription
I have really
to it
been
now.
wanting. I watched the whole infomercial one night. I went down a rabbit hole. Somehow I stumbled upon this.
It's so good.
And I watched the whole thing.
You probably saw the doctor because he is.
Yeah, I did. I saw it.
He is so good looking. I'm like, whatever he is doing, this man is so beautiful. It's silly. It's like Dr. Rahi. It's like she's so gorgeous. It's like Dr. Rahi, really? I don't know if I'll just buy whatever you're selling because you look like you. And obviously your skin is just radiating. And this man is stunning. But his product is amazing, and it hasn't upset my stomach. I have a major sensitivity to my stomach when I take supplements. You take 2 a day. That's it. Not like two times a day.
Yeah.
And it's been great.
I am so excited because remember we talked about this. I was following some doctor on Instagram, and she was talking about how women are starting to use estradiol cream on their face.
Yes.
So even though it's originally it's meant for it's a vaginal cream, but it's the same.
Right, that study, people were using it. And
because
making their skin look amazing.
Because as you go through menopause, your even your vaginal walls get thinner. And so the cream is supposed to help make your vaginal walls, give back the elasticity.
Sorry for this. We're gonna we torture all of the male the male counterparts on our show
and on our set right now, but it's the truth. This vaginal cream helps to strengthen your vaginal walls and it keep you more supple. There you go. There's a good word for you. So a lot of women were noticing that if you use it if it's good enough for your vagina, or what did we start to call it? Virginia.
VJJ or Virginia.
If it's good enough for Virginia, then it's going to be good enough for your face as well. You can put it on under your eyes. You can put it around where you get lines around your mouth, wherever you're getting wrinkles and noticing a loss in elasticity and suppleness. You can use this cream. Well, a company named Alloy has actually done the research and found that it's extremely effective and very safe because it does not go into your bloodstream. It stays localized, so it doesn't escalate your hormone level. It stays localized.
Yeah.
So, and it's perfectly safe to use on your face. So Alloy developed this product called M4.
I'm so excited. I haven't gotten mine yet.
Which has estrogen in it and I believe hyaluronic acid,
niacinamide.
I don't know, all kinds of great ingredients that help to restore your skin's elasticity and decrease wrinkles.
Awesome.
So
I'm excited for mine.
We just got it. It's Alloy does it. It's an interesting thing because they do it per subscription.
Right.
And you get like I think a 90-day supply at a time. And they say in 90 days you can visibly see.
Right.
I think it's something crazy like 80% of the people that used it, 90% of the people that used it visibly saw a difference.
Wow.
So I'm very excited to try it.
I'm super excited. And then I think we're able to get the creator on after we do our little
we'd
trial.
Love that. So we'll do our trial and then we'll report back to you and let you know. I just got the product in the mail. I think you're getting yours soon.
But I think,
And so we're gonna. I'm already trying it. So I just started it last night. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, you use it once a day. You put it on, and that's it.
Amazing, cool.
They also have like a Retin-A creams as well. So we'll.
I have to say, I know that we're almost at the end of the this podcast episode, but when you're talking about using things for the vajayjay that you could use elsewhere, so. I was telling you the other night, I have mosquito bites from head to toe right now, everywhere.
Yes,
shoulders.
We all do.
We at the Dime Bag event, I had my shirt was tucked into my pants, and it's still all around the waistband on my like lower back, covered in mosquito bites, my ankles. So I was under my sink in my bathroom, and I saw that I had a little tube of Vagisil, and it says like. It's for, itching and it's like a lotion.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
I honestly put it all over my mosquito bites because Benadryl isn't doing anything for me anymore. Cortisone cream isn't helping.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it works better than all of them.
Wow.
It works.
Yeah.
So just so you know, you can lose Lotrimin, that's for foot fungus and stuff, on your everywhere. And you can use Vagisil on mosquito bites and it gets rid of the itch.
Brilliant.
So.
And how about our waitress at
oh my God,
Boulevard that told us you can put any vanilla essence on your skin and it deters mosquitoes. Yeah. She says she puts a little bit of vanilla essence in her moisturizer and puts it on and it deters them.
And I did read that last year and I never remembered about it and I never used it. But I bought a big bottle of vanilla oil to put in a spritzer and to use out by the pool and I forgot all about it. So I'm definitely going to try that too.
Yeah, it's a natural deterrent to mosquitoes. All right. Well, I think that does it for this episode of Honest AF. Hey, if you want us to talk about any products or subjects, hit us up on our socials, Honest AF Show, all across the board, including YouTube now.
Yes, come check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah, come see our fancy new studio. It's very exciting. Until next time, y'all take care. Bye. We obviously need to do a disclaimer here, so we want you to know we are not doctors or experts by any stretch of the imagination. We are just a couple of gals that are looking for magical products, procedures, and experiences. And in our quest, we will share our honest as fuck opinions with you. So please make sure before you try anything we talk about that you know your own restrictions and do so at your own risk. Do not blame us for any of your issues. We're just experimenting too.